السلام عليكم ورحمة الله، تسمعني شيخنا؟
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته، ما شاء الله أسمعك وأراك.
حياكم الله، كيف حالكم؟
والله الحمد لله نعمة الحمد لله. ظننت أنه الحاسوب سيكون بطيء ولكن ما شاء الله الحمد لله شغل ولله الحمد.
الحمد لله.
دخلنا في اليوتيوب وإن شاء الله لعلك تبدأ بالتذكير يسيرا.
نبدأ إن شاء الله.
الله يحفظك.
بسم الله والحمد لله. لحظة بس. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته واهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله my dear brothers and sisters to this session of the Q&A in Ramadan, and we are today with the 21st or in the 21st day of Ramadan. Today is Thursday and we are in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So we have two du'as that the Prophet ﷺ advised the Muslims to stick to in such a day, in such a time. Or let's say, the first dua is the dua of the last 10 nights, which Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha asked the Prophet ﷺ about. He said, what should I say if I know which night the night of power is? He ﷺ said to her, say, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Oh Allah, you are all forgiver and you love forgiveness, so forgive me. And the other thing, and this is to be said in all the last 10 nights. In all the last 10 nights, as one does not know which one is the night of power. So you keep saying it from the sunset until Fajr, until dawn. And the other one is what Rasulullah said in the hadith, authentic hadith, that he said, when it is Friday, when it is the day of Friday or the night falling on Friday, which is tonight, inshallah, this coming night, then do as much as you can of salah and salam upon me, sending salutations upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's a great opportunity today, Thursday, the 21st of Ramadan. So you are in one of these nights which it is possible to be Laylatul Qadr. And you are in this night which is the night of Friday falling on Friday, in which the best to say is as-salat and as-salam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My dear brothers and sisters, let's focus on that and do our best in these two du'as and dhikr. May Allah Ta'ala accept from us all our righteous deeds, our praying, our fasting, our charity, our recitation of Quran, our supplication, our remembrance, and all other righteous deeds. and forgive us all. Wallahu a'lam.
أحسن الله إليك وجزاكم الله خير. طيب نبدأ بالأسئلة إن شاء الله.
نعم.
طيب we have a question here on YouTube. Question asked, if one's family is Hanafi and they take the ruling that Eid Salah cannot be prayed at home like Jum'ah, in this case, should the person pray Eid on his own, and can he recite loud enough to hear himself?
It is as when you wanted to go for Salat al-Eid in the Musalla, but you were busy or overslept or whatever, and you missed it. What do? You do pray at home exactly the way you prayed with the Muslims in the Musalla or the Masjid. And you just raise your voice enough to make yourself hear, like normal prayer in Maghrib or Isha. You don't say loud like if you have someone behind you, but you just make it loud enough to hear yourself. Now, and you do it the same way you would have done it with the Muslims in the Musalla, meaning the same takbir, the first takbir al-Ihram and the 7 takbirs, and then takbir and the 5 takbirs, 7 in the first, 5 in the last. Now,
another question here asked, where can a brother go about looking for a righteous wife?
Where
can a brother go about looking for a righteous wife? يعني يريد النصيحة منها.
Wife?
يريد النصيحة. كيف يطلب زوجة الصالح
all what we have is the description of the pious wife, but I cannot tell you where to go because I don't know where the wives or pious women are. It's not a certain land or tribe, or what it can be. As the Prophet ﷺ said, عليك بذات الدين تربت يداك. You should look for one who has good practicing of the religion, good understanding, and good manners and characters. You can ask the trustworthy brothers, especially the imams of the masajid. Maybe they know some families who have some pious daughters, like that. But again, you need to also, after that, you need to do your searching around this family and this girl. Maybe the one who told you about only knows one small portion of the life of that girl. So you do not later on blame anybody. You have to do your best to check, to ask. Nah, wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Another question here. How did knowledge evolve in the way we know it today? How did knowledge evolve into the way that we know it today, with many volumes of books in the different sciences of tafsir, hadith, aqidah, and fiqh? And how are these many volumes utilized?
The question is not clear. What does he mean by is he asking about how to seek knowledge, or?
I think he wants to know a bit about tariq history, just to know about how knowledge grew into the volumes, the tafsir, the different sciences that we have today printed. والله أعلم. هذا ما فهمته.
It is like any other science. If you go to any section in the library, you will see a huge, massive number of books in each science, whether it is religious science or dunya science, this world science. It grow up because everyone comes and understand a certain way, and then he puts what he understood in a book. That's how it grows up. When you go back to the library, you don't find even a single book written by a Sahabi. At the time of Sahaba, there were no books. No books. There's no any book written on it, compiled or gathered or written by such and such Sahabi. But they used to memorize. And later, someone came after, like the Tabi'een, and they took from the Sahaba, they started understanding and trying to simplify it for the next generation. And like that. Allahu Akbar.
Sallallahu alayhi wa jazakallah khair. Question, sister's asking, is jilbab the only type of hijab a woman should wear, or is abaya and hijab sufficient if it fulfills the conditions of the hijab? Jazakallah.
The hijab and jilbab are all both with the same meaning. And the meaning is that the woman has to cover herself completely from head to feet, including the face. By that, they call it a woman who is muhajjaba, because the word hijab means the veil, the barrier that obstruct vision. That is a hijab. And the jilbab, originally, linguistically, it is what they say yatajalbabu. Yatajalbab means to rub something over his body, but not necessarily to be complete. Not necessarily to be complete, but the hijab is complete. Complete. As Aisha radiallahu anha said in the story of an ifk, when Safwan ibn Mu'attal came and found her sleeping after the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba left, and he came and he recognized her by her face because she was sleeping, and then he made a noise like like that to make her wake up, or he said Subhanallah. So she woke up and she covered. She said, he knew me because he saw me before the hijab was made obligatory. So he recognized her by her face. Why? Because he saw her before the hijab was made obligatory. The Muslim woman has to cover herself so that she's not recognized, she's not known. She's not known who's she, and also to hide the beauty and attraction from the eyes of men, because all the beauty and the attraction are found on the face. That's why the women take care of the face when they want to beautify themselves more. They put makeup and the eyeliner, the kuhul. It's all in the face. It's all in the face. Naam, wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykhana. Another question here. Is it permissible to say dua from the Sunnah when I'm not sure what the meaning is or not? What the meaning is, or not know the meaning of some words?
If the dua is confirmed that it is in the Sunnah, then you don't need to know the meaning. Of course, it is good to know the meaning, but you don't need to know the meaning exactly. But at least if it is written in the chapters where what you need to do, what you need to say, then as long as it is authentic, you can say it. You can say it. But if you don't know the meaning of it, or not the meaning, if you can't say it, not the meaning, but if you can't say it, you cannot memorize it, you cannot say it, then no problem to say the dua that you know, even in your language, even if it is not in the Sunnah. Dua is not necessarily only to be from the Quran and Sunnah. La, any dua which is not contradicting with the Quran and Sunnah, then you can use, then you can say it. نعم والله أعلم.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykhana. Another question here we have. Can it be said that the last 10 nights of Ramadan can begin from the 19th night of Ramadan? Because we know Ramadan could be
لا
29
لا
days.
لا لا, you count. It says 10. What are you gonna count when you want to count 10? What are you gonna count? You're gonna count 0, or you're gonna count 1? You start with 1, so it is 21. Because you reach 20, that is, you have Ramadan from the first day called day number 1. Day number 1. Okay, and then you have day number 2 up to day number 10. Day number 10. This is the first third from 1 to 10. And then you have the middle third. What do you say? It starts with 10 or with 11, which is 10 plus 1. 11 is 10 plus 1. And so on. And then you reach to 20. That is the end of the middle third of the month. And then you have the third begins with also 1. 21. So we have beginning 1, 2, 3, and on. And then we have the middle 10 plus 1, which is 11. 2 plus 1, which is 12, and like that. And then, 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2, that is 12. 10 plus 3, that is 13. So like that. And then you reach 20. 20. Then you count after 21. What we say? 20 plus 1, 21. 20 plus 2, 22. Like that. Wallahu a'lam. So it is from the 21, like last night. Last night was the first night of the last 10 nights.
Ahsanallah alaykum, Jazakallah khair. Question, he says, when am I considered a traveler to be able to miss fast and pray travel salah, or the salah of a traveler? Is it when I am out of my hometown? I'm confused how many days is counted as travel. Barakallahu fiqh.
If you confirmed your travel, if you are still in the house but you are confirmed, meaning if you are going by plane, you already got your ticket, your bags are already wrapped and everything, then you can't break your fast from the house, as Anas radiallahu anhu did. And even if you are going with your car, if you confirm that today, after like 10 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the midday, I'm going to start my journey in my car, then you can break the fast from the confirmed intention happened from your house. Okay. What relates to after leaving the town, that in regard to the prayers, the shortening and combining, that after you, and especially shortening, that is after you leave the town. You cannot start when you are still in the town, even if you confirmed. You cannot start shortening while you are still in your town. But once you leave the boundaries of that town, you come out of the boundaries of the town, like going on the motorway, that is the time when you can shorten. In regard to the days, it's a matter of different opinions among the scholars, but the proper opinion is that there is no limited days for travel to be considered travel. And that is because the Prophet ﷺ did not assign any number of days. Only some scholars said 4 days. Why 4 days? They said because he came to Hajj and he stayed in Mecca 4 days and then he moved to Mina. Okay, now we say, was he in Mecca shortening? They said yes. Why? For travel. Right. When he moved from Mecca after the 4th day, he moved from Mecca to Mina. Did he shorten? Yes. Why? Oh, for ritual of Hajj. Excellent. Now, how come you say that it's only 4 days when he did not say, I am now shortening for Hajj. I agree that this shortening in Mina is for Hajj, but how come you know that if he stayed in Mecca longer, he would have completed without him saying anything of that? And some others said uh, 7 days, and some said 15 days, and some said more, and some said less. And the Prophet ﷺ, on the 8th year of Hijrah, when he conquered Mecca, he stayed in Mecca 19 days, shortening the prayers. And Ibn Umar was stuck in Azerbaijan by the snow for 6 months. He was waiting the snow to melt to the ice, so they can go with their caravan, the camels, and the 6 months. And no one can imagine that the massive hails of snow will go in 4 days. He knew that it's not going to go in 4 days. So he waited until it is clear. So there is no limited timing for travel and no limited mileage for travel. No days, no limited number of days, no limited number of miles. Wallahu a'lam. It depends on your intention and on the custom of the people of that area. If they consider this distance a journey, then it is a journey. As Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala, said in his book Al-Fatawa. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykhana, barakallah fiqh. Another question here. What is the ruling? Afan. What advice do scholars give about seeking knowledge in Damaj?
Damaj in Yemen.
Aywa. What advice do scholars?
Where is Damaj today?
نعم هذا سؤاله. What advice do scholars give about seeking knowledge in Damaj? هكذا سؤال.
Who can go to the Damaj today? No one in the Damaj today. Only the Houthi.
نعم جزاك الله خير.
The Houthis took over. Yahya al-Hujuri is in, I think, in Ma'rib, and
Ma'rib.
Imam in Ma'bar, and they are scattered. No one there.
Hasan Allah alayk. Another question here. Sister's asking, I woke up with henna stains on my hands without being in contact with it at all, or anything that would make these stains. I'd like to know if it has any meaning. Is it sihr? Third time it's happened to me.
Allahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair wa ahsan alayk. Another question here. Is the book Madarij al-Salikin a book that I can use to follow its steps to come closer to Allah?
Allah, your voice is breaking today very bad. I don't know, the internet with me maybe. It's not low, but it's breaking. It means the connection.
طيب الآن جيد الآن. طيب another question I asked. Is the book Madarij al-Salikin a book that I can use to follow its steps to come closer to Allah?
Madarij al-Salikin is a book for Shaykh, for Imam Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah. And it is a good book of motivation. But it needs, it's good to read, but it needs to focus on your aqidah, on your understanding of how to worship, like that. But you cannot take Madarij al-Salikin as the book to know how to worship or how to practice. It only Madarij al-Salikin, it helps you being motivated to do the worships. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair wa barakallahu fiqh. Another question here. There is a sister who has to take a certain medication constantly and it causes her to have an increased appetite. Is she allowed to break her fast? Barakallahu feek.
If fasting can harm her or delay her curing, then yes, she is allowed to break the fast. And if this is something constant forever, then she can just feed the needy instead. I mean, for each day.
Jazakallah khair wa barakallahu feek. Another question here. Brother's asking, is it permissible for one to pray with the garment of a deceased parent in hopes that they gain sadaqah jari?
The garment of a deceased?
To pray in the garment of a deceased parent in hopes that they gain sadaqah jari. يعني يلبس لباس
it doesn't go like that. فهمته. لا يعني she wears the clothes of a deceased person, parent or whoever, and prays in it, so they get the reward of sadaqah jariyah. How come sadaqah jariyah? Sadaqah jariyah, if you give the clothes to poor people who do not have any clothes, then this is sadaqah jariyah. Give the clothes to the poor people, not for you to wear in the salah so that the reward of salah goes to them, or they are the cause for you to dress in salah. You have clothes. You can wear any other clothes of yours. But if you want to benefit them, then contribute their clothes to the poor. That would be better. Wallahu a'lam.
Ahsan Allah alayk. Another question here. Brother's asking, can the funeral prayer dua be made for the deceased outside the funeral prayer, i.e. making dua for them at home or when visiting the grave, or are those duas only restricted only to the funeral prayer?
Dua can be done anywhere, but if you visit the grave, there is a specific dua to say. You have to learn it. السلام عليكم يا أهل الديار من المؤمنين والمسلمين، يرحم الله المستقدمين منا والمستأخرين، أنتم السابقون ونحن على الأثر، نسأل الله لنا ولكم العافية. But if you want to make dua for the deceased people, at any time you can make dua, in your house, in your car, when you are walking, in your sujood, when you are sitting, as you like. It's good to make dua for them. Now, Wallahu.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykhana. Sister here is asking, in my town there are 2 salah times for Isha. Both masajid are... the question seems to be incomplete. Another question here. How can students identify which teachers are upon the Sunnah and which ones are not? Are there any books they can study which can aid them in this?
Well, first of all, the teachers from the Sunnah are known to the people of the Sunnah. And also you can know that by asking Allah. Keep asking Allah to guide you to a teacher of a Sunnah. And Allah will guide you. As Imam al-Awza'i said, إذا أراد الله بالفتى والأعجمي سنة الأعجمي أكسبلانه إن شاء الله قيض لهما صاحب السنة عند أول أمرهم. He, rahimahullah, said, Imam Awza'i, if Allah wills good for the youth who started practicing, or a revert. Ajami here it doesn't mean non-Arab, it means the revert. Allah then, if Allah wills them good, Allah then will provide them a teacher of a Sunnah at the beginning of their practicing. Why? Because usually the people go with the first teachings. and rare you see them changing. So if Allah Ta'ala wills you good, He will bring you to a teacher who is upon the Sunnah. You need to focus on dua, that Allah guides you to a teacher of the Sunnah. And Allah Ta'ala will do that. Wallahu.
جزاك الله خير. We've got another question here. الأخ يسأل يقول ما أفضل الشرح لجامع الترمذي. What is the best explanation for جامع الترمذي?
تحفة الأحوذي Barracuda. Shaykhuna, Shaykh Mohamed Adam is working on one, but inshallah once it's complete and published, then I can rely on and can say that it is the best. As he had the best of Sunnah Nasa'i, he had the best of Sunnah Nasa'i, and he has, as I believe, the best of Sahih Muslim.
جزاك الله خيرا. شرح الجامع الترمذي ماذا يسميها؟
لا
قال بالتسمية
الذي أنا قلت أنصح به.
أيوة
أو الشيخ آدم.
الشيخ آدم قلت يعني
لا بعد ما انتهى.
أيوة ما انتهى، لكن ماذا سيسمي ما عنده اسم.
انتهى وطبع إن شاء الله نخبره.
أيوة جزاك الله خير. بارك الله فيك. Another question here. Can you say happy birthday, or can I say happy birthday to my little brother?
Is this of celebration or not?
لا ما قال. He didn't mention that. Just after.
No. I'm asking myself, asking you, asking those who are here. Yes, definitely this is a word used in celebration. And celebration of birthday is not from the Sunnah. Not from the Sunnah. But if he says it at any time, what does that mean? Happy birthday. May Allah Ta'ala make it a happy birthday. He was already born. And maybe now he is 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they are still saying to him, happy birthday. Birthday is gone. He was born, finished. And of course it was happy day because the mother was happy, even paining, but it was happy. The father was happy, the whole family were happy. Only Shaitan wasn't happy.
جزاك الله خير. Another question here by a sister. It says, is it permissible to eat in restaurants that serve alcohol, but the alcohol is a small part of their menu and not served on the same table?
If the alcohol is not served on the same table, then yes, but not advisable. I don't recommend it. I would say go to the restaurants which do not serve at all any haram, even if it is lesser in quality than the others. Because this at least take you away from suspicion. Because the Prophet ﷺ taught us to take care and maintain our honors so that we don't blame the others that they speak ill of our honors. And when you go to restaurants which serve alcohol, someone sees you, would say that so-and-so goes to this place, you know. So it is better to stay away from any suspicion. It's not going to harm you not to eat from that restaurant, but you eat from a lesser class restaurant which do not serve alcohol or any other haram. But it will harm you when you go and enjoy the nice taste, delicious food, but they have bad repetition about serving alcohol or non-slaughtered meat or pig or whatever. So better to stay away. But I can't say it is haram. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Another question here. Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Another question here. If after leading Taraweeh, the Imam does not pray witr because he wants to pray it later at night, do the people who pray Taraweeh with the Imam receive the reward of praying the whole night?
if he doesn't want to pray the witr with the imam.
لا. So if the imam انصرف الإمام وما صلى الوتر وهو يريد أن يصلي بعد، فهل الأجر يكون أو يكتب كاملة للمأمون أنه يصلون مع الإمام حتى ينصرف ولو ما صلى الوتر, even though he hasn't prayed witr?
يعني this has two different scenarios. The first is that the masjid has two imams leading the night prayer, and this person who was asking the question was praying with the first imam, but after the first imam finished, he decided to leave. So if this person, the one who is asking the question, leaves with the first imam and he prays at home the witr, then no, he's not going to get this reward which the Prophet ﷺ said. But if he means that the imam or this masjid, they split the jama'ah of qiyamul layl, of night prayers, 4 rak'at after Isha and 4 rak'at after midnight. And he prayed the Isha and 4 rak'at after Isha with the imam in the masjid. But he cannot wait. He has to go home, and maybe he has to sleep right away because he has work. Then he prays witr alone. Then yes, this person will get the reward of one full night because it's not in his hand, and he wished to do it with the imam, but the imam didn't pray the witr that time. So this case, yes. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, barakallah fi Shaykhana. Another question. Can you please, another question here says, what is the proof that niqab is wajib?
Well, I just answered that a while ago. I said the story of Aisha radiallahu anha. And Aisha radiallahu anha said, Rahimallahu nisa al-ansar. May Allah bestow mercy upon the women of al-ansar. عندما نزلت آية الحجاب عمدنا إلى مرطهن فشققنها وتلفعن بها وخرجنا لصلاة الفجر لا يعرف كأن على رؤوسهن الغربان لا يعرفن من السواد. Aisha radiallahu anha said, may Allah's mercy be upon the women of the Ansar, when the ayah, the verse of hijab was descended, they went to some of their clothes and they teared it in order to make it a big garment, and then they rubbed themselves, their bodies with, and they went to pray Fajr with the Prophet ﷺ in the masjid, not recognized of the darknesses and the blackness of their clothes. They became like black crow, meaning, you know, the black crow, no any dot can be seen, it's all black. So that's the meaning of it. They are not recognized. You recognize people how? By their faces. By their faces. So that means that they were covering. And Aisha herself said that Safwan ibn Mu'attar recognized her when she was sleeping in the desert after the Prophet ﷺ and the caravan left. She said that he saw my face and recognized me because he saw me before the hijab, the ayah of hijab was revealed. So that means woman has to cover. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykhana, barakallah fiqh. Another question here. Sister's asking, is university tuition fees permissible? They are transferred between the government and university, so aren't seen by the student, but there is an interest involved. And student loan.
Wallah, student loan, to what I already studied it many times. I was asked about it and I went through it, studied the whole process. It is riba, it is haram. It is haram, and whatever haram, يعني the Prophet ﷺ said تداووا عباد الله ولا تداووا بحرام. تداووا meaning when you are sick, take medication. And then he said, but do not يعني take medicines which is haram. So medicine which remove pain of your body is not allowed if it is haram. What about income? You want to go and learn and get certificate to go and work and earn, but you want to start with haram, with riba, and you say it's a must. No, it's not a must. You're not going to die without this certificate. And I always say, Ikhwan, provision does not need certificates, period. Provision does not need degree, period. And you can have many examples. There are many rich people around the world who do not have degree, but they hired professors working for them. And they are professors who now get the more provision. It's not the one with the degree, but it is one who Allah Ta'ala wills to give wealth. So fear Allah, and Allah will provide you from where you don't even think. Wallahu a'lam. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. جزاكم الله خيرا. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow.
بارك الله فيك شيخنا وجزاك الله خير for your time once again.
وإياكم. بارك الله فيكم.
نعم, brothers,
السلام
as the Shaykh mentioned, alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As the Shaykh mentioned, tomorrow same time, 6 p.m. GMT UK. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.